The person who wakes tomorrow is already being shaped by the way you speak to yourself tonight, not by whether you solve everything before sleep, not by whether you finally find the perfect answer to the conversation that keeps replaying, not by whether you predict every difficult possibility before morning arrives. The person who wakes tomorrow is being shaped by something quieter than that, by whether tonight becomes another place where you are required to perform, or the first place where you are no longer asked to prove that you can carry it all. Your mind may be moving quickly right now. It may be crossing the same ground again and again, as if one more pass will uncover the missing detail. It may be reviewing what you said, what you should have said, what someone else meant, what tomorrow might demand, what could go wrong, what you forgot, what still needs to be handled. The thoughts may not even arrive one at a time. They may come as a crowd, each one stepping forward with the same urgent claim: deal with me now. Tonight, your mind will be given one job instead. Not yet. First, the part of you that has been working so hard needs to hear why it no longer has to earn the right to rest. There is nothing you need to do correctly while you listen. You do not need to follow every sentence. You do not need to hold your attention in a perfect, steady line. You do not need to reach a special feeling. You do not need to become peaceful on command. You do not need to force your breathing into a pattern. Relax every muscle, believe every word, or wait for a clear sign that the words are working. This is not another task being placed on top of an already crowded night. You are not being tested. There is no hidden standard here. If your thoughts wander, they wander. If you hear only a few words before drifting away, those few words are enough if sleep comes. While a sentence is still unfolding, nothing has been lost. You do not fail this by resting. You do not miss the important part by letting consciousness loosen. These words are not a set of instructions you must guard. They can move around the edges of your awareness while the deeper parts of you begin to soften. You have had enough things to monitor. You have spent enough hours trying to make sure nothing falls apart. You have carried enough invisible lists. For now, you may stop measuring whether you are doing rest well. The mind often races at night because night removes the distractions that kept it waiting during the day. All the unfinished thoughts that stood quietly behind meetings, messages, chores, errands, family needs, work demands, and small emergencies finally find an open door. They rush in together, not because you invited them, not because you are weak, not because you have failed to manage yourself. They arrive because the mind has mistaken silence for the last available hour in which everything must be solved. Some part of you may believe that if you stop thinking, you will miss something important. You may forget what needs to happen tomorrow. You may be unprepared for another person's reaction. You may fail to protect yourself from disappointment. You may lose the chance to repair what went wrong. You may wake and discover that the world continued without receiving your supervision. The mind says, stay awake a little longer. Think through it once more. Check again. Prepare one more answer. Find the meaning. Make a plan for every version. It says this with urgency, but urgency is not always truth. Sometimes urgency is only an old form of care that has forgotten how to stop. You may have looked at your phone more than once tonight, not because there was anything new, but because checking gave your mind a place to put its energy. The screen lit your face. Your eyes moved over the same messages, the same names, the same absence of a reply. You may have opened one app, closed it, then opened another without remembering what you hoped to find. The movement itself became a small ritual of waiting. A part of you may have been hoping that something outside you would change enough to quiet what was happening inside you. A message might arrive, a person might explain, a problem might resolve, a number might improve, a door might open. Someone might finally say the sentence that would let your body unclench. When none of that happened, the mind took over the night shift. It began trying to create certainty from repetition. You replayed a conversation. At first, you told yourself you were only remembering what happened. Then you began examining the pauses, the wording, the moment their tone changed, the expression on their face, the delay before they answered. You searched for evidence that you were safe, valued, understood, respected, wanted, forgiven, or still included. You may have rewritten your own words in your head. You could have said it more clearly. You could have remained quieter. You could have been firmer. You could have explained less. You could have asked the question. You could have walked away sooner. You could have stayed long enough to be understood. The mind can build an entire courtroom after midnight, and it can place you in every role: witness, accused, defender, judge. It can call the same memory forward until the memory no longer feels like something that happened. It begins to feel like something still happening. Your body responds as though the room has not changed. The jaw tightens around an answer that no one is asking for now. The shoulders lift as though another demand has just arrived. The chest holds itself carefully. The stomach prepares for news. The hands search for something to do. The eyes remain alert, even in darkness. You may tell yourself, I am only thinking. Your body hears, stay ready. There are nights when the conversation is not even the main thing. The mind moves from one concern to another so quickly that you cannot tell where the strain began. A work deadline becomes a money fear. The money fear becomes a question about your future. The future becomes a picture of being alone. The picture of being alone becomes a memory of the last time you felt overlooked. That memory becomes anger. The anger becomes guilt. The guilt becomes another promise to do better tomorrow. Within minutes, the mind has crossed years. It has visited people who are not present, places you are no longer standing, futures that do not yet exist, and versions of yourself who have never been given a fair chance to speak. No wonder sleep feels far away. You have been traveling without moving. You may have spent the day performing a kind of calm that cost you more than anyone knew. You answered, "I'm fine," because there was no room to explain. You smiled at the right moment. You finished what needed finishing. You listened while someone else spoke. You solved the practical problem. You replied with a polite sentence, while another sentence remained pressed behind your teeth. You may be the one people call capable, reliable, strong, reasonable, the one who does not make things harder, the one who understands, the one who can wait, the one who will handle it. Those words can sound like praise in daylight and become a burden at night. Because when you are known as the one who can handle it, you may stop asking whether you should have to. You may not even know how tired you are until the room is quiet. During the day, tiredness can disguise itself as efficiency. You move faster, you answer sooner, you stay useful, you keep the conversation focused on what can be fixed. You tell yourself that feelings can be addressed later. Then later arrives. Later is dark and still. Later has no one to impress. Later asks what it cost you to be so composed. The mind begins opening every feeling you postponed, the disappointment you minimized, the anger you translated into understanding, the sadness you covered with gratitude, the fear you call it overthinking, the loneliness you called independence, the need you called inconvenience, the boundary you almost spoke and then swallowed, the question you did not ask because you were afraid the answer would confirm what you already sensed. At night, those things do not always return as clear feelings. They often return as thoughts, plans, rehearsals, arguments, lists. The mind turns emotion into activity because activity feels safer than surrender. You may have learned this long ago. You may have learned to scan a room before relaxing, to listen for changes in someone's voice, to prepare for disappointment before hope became visible, to keep your needs small enough that no one could accuse you of asking too much, to think ahead so you could avoid being caught off guard, to explain yourself carefully so no one could twist your meaning, to solve problems before they became reasons for someone to withdraw, to stay awake inside yourself even when the rest of the world seemed to be resting. These habits may have helped you survive seasons when uncertainty carried real consequences. They may have helped you remain connected, productive, accepted, or safe. The mind did not develop them because it wanted to punish you. It developed them because it was trying to protect something tender. This matters. The racing is not proof that you are broken. The replaying is not proof that you are dramatic. The checking is not proof that you are needy. The planning is not proof that you are incapable of trust. The difficulty resting is not a moral failure. Your mind learned that vigilance could reduce pain. Even when vigilance no longer changes the outcome, the mind may continue performing it because repetition feels like responsibility. You may say, If I think about it enough, I will be ready. If I understand everything, I will not be hurt. If I predict every reaction, I will not be rejected. If I find the right wording, I will finally be heard. If I stay mentally close to the problem, I am not abandoning it. If I worry, I am showing that I care. If I rest, I may become careless. These beliefs do not need to be mocked or fought tonight. They need to be met with respect and given a smaller burden. The mind does not settle because you insult it for being active. It settles when it begins to trust that it is no longer alone with the responsibility it has been carrying. You do not have to command yourself into silence. You do not have to push thoughts away and then become frustrated when they return. You do not have to turn the night into a battle between the part that wants peace and the part that wants protection. Both parts belong to you. The part that longs to sleep is not lazy. The part that remains alert is not your enemy. One is asking for restoration. The other is asking for safety. Tonight will not choose one and shame the other. Tonight will make room for both, the future version of you who wakes to more. Ro does not need you to defeat your own mind before morning. That version of you needs the mind to learn that protection can become softer. It can become more precise. It can stop guarding every road and take responsibility for one small place. That is the job still waiting to be named. Before it is named, there is something else your mind needs to hear. You are not behind because you are tired. You are not losing your life because one night feels difficult. You are not ruining tomorrow by needing care tonight. You are not failing at healing because old patterns become louder when the world grows quiet. Progress does not always look like a calm mind. Sometimes progress is the moment you stop believing every urgent thought. Sometimes it is the moment you recognize that a familiar fear has entered the room without handing it control. Sometimes it is the moment you no longer punish yourself for needing reassurance. Sometimes it is the moment you choose not to send the message composed from panic. Sometimes it is the moment you place the phone face down. Sometimes it is the moment you admit that what hurt you did hurt you. Sometimes it is the moment you stop pretending. Understanding another person means accepting what they did. Sometimes it is the moment you let tomorrow contain information you do not have tonight. There may be a part of you that resists that last sentence. Tomorrow can feel too far away when the mind wants certainty now. The mind would rather build a painful answer than remain with an unanswered question. A painful answer, at least, has edges. Uncertainty has none. So the mind fills the space. They have forgotten me. I made the wrong choice. I am going to lose this. I will not be able to handle what comes next. Nothing is changing. Everyone else is moving forward. I should have known. I should be doing more. These sentences can sound like conclusions, but many of them are attempts to end uncertainty. The mind reaches for the harshest interpretation because harshness can feel more controllable than not knowing. You may have called this realism. You may have believed you were preparing yourself. At times, you were only hurting yourself early so that later pain would not surprise you. That strategy deserves compassion too. It was trying to reduce the distance between fear and impact. It was trying to make disappointment familiar before disappointment arrived. It was trying to say, if I expect the worst, I will remain standing. But you have remained standing through things you never predicted. You have survived conversations you could not rehearse. You have met days no amount of worrying could prepare. You have found words after silence. You have found help after believing you had to do everything alone. You have learned in motion. You have adjusted. You have paused. You have begun again. Your strength has never depended on knowing every detail in advance. The mind forgets this at night because night magnifies what can not be controlled. It reduces the visible world, and the imagination rushes to complete what the eyes cannot see. A quiet room can become a screen for every unfinished fear. Still, the room is quiet. The thought is loud. These are not the same thing. The future is not happening in your bed. The conversation is not continuing in the dark. Tomorrow's demand is not touching you now. The person you are worried about is not inside your mind, even if their voice has been repeating there. A memory can visit without becoming the present. A possibility can appear without becoming a prophecy. A feeling can rise without becoming an instruction. You do not have to act on every internal alarm. Some alarms are echoes. Some are habits. Some are the nervous system asking for proof that this moment is different from another moment that once felt unsafe. You can give that proof without forcing yourself to feel completely calm. The proof can be small. The bed is supporting your weight. The room is not asking for an answer. The phone can remain still. The message can wait. The decision does not need to be made in the most exhausted hour. Your body can receive the fact that nothing is being demanded in this exact moment. Not forever, not for every part of your life, only here, only now. You may still feel restless. That does not cancel the truth. Restlessness is a sensation, not a verdict. A racing thought is an event, not an identity. You are the one hearing the thought. You are not the thought itself. You may have heard that before, but tonight it can mean something very practical. It means a thought can be present without being promoted to the position of leader. It can speak without receiving immediate action. It can make its case without being given the whole night. There is a different kind of strength in that. Not the strength of tightening, not the strength of proving, not the strength of staying awake until every possibility has been examined. The strength of reducing the assignment, the strength of saying, this is too much territory for one tired mind to patrol. The strength of choosing one kind responsibility and releasing the rest until morning. Your mind may ask, but what if I forget? You can remember what truly needs remembering without carrying every thought at once. Your mind may ask, but what if something changes? You can respond when change arrives. You do not have to respond before it exists. Your mind may ask, but what if they misunderstand me? Another person's misunderstanding cannot always be prevented by perfect preparation. Your mind may ask, but what if I lose control? Control has never been the same as safety. Sometimes control is only the body's attempt to feel less exposed. Your mind may ask, but what if resting makes me vulnerable? Rest can be one way the body rebuilds its capacity to choose clearly. No single sentence has to convince every part of you. Now, convincing is not tonight's goal. We are not trying to argue the mind into surrender. We are helping it recognize that the old job has become too large. The old job says, remember everyone, read every signal, prepare every response, prevent every loss, carry every unfinished feeling, solve every uncertain future. Stay alert until nothing can hurt you. No human mind can complete that job. It has no ending. There is always another possibility to examine, another memory to question, another version to prepare for. The mind can work until sunrise and still find one more reason to remain awake. That is why exhaustion does not automatically stop the racing. The job itself contains no stopping point. Tonight, it will be given a stopping point. It will be given something real, close, and kind enough to hold. Before we reach that, let the truth settle that you were never wrong for wanting to feel prepared. You were never foolish for trying to protect your heart. You were never weak for hoping clarity would relieve you. You were never too much because uncertainty touched an old wound. You were never difficult because your body needed more time to trust. There were reasons. There was history. There were moments when no one explained what was happening, so you learned to search for clues. There were moments when people changed without warning, so you learned to study every shift. There were moments when your needs were treated as interruptions, so you learned to meet them privately, late, and without asking. There were moments when being useful brought closeness, so you learned to remain useful even when you were empty. There were moments when mistakes carried more shame than they should have, so you learned to prepare beyond what was necessary. There were moments when peace was interrupted, so you learned not to trust it fully. The mind remembers those moments through behavior. It checks, it rehearses, it scans, it plans, it returns. It keeps the light on inside. These behaviors are not your deepest nature. They are adaptations. They are ways your system learned to reduce surprise. An adaptation can be honored without being obeyed forever. You do not need to hate the part of you that stayed awake. You can thank it for trying. You can say you worked hard. You can say You were carrying more than your share. You can say, I understand why silence made you nervous. You can say, I know why you kept returning to the same question. You can say, you do not have to disappear for me to rest. This is how the relationship with your own mind begins to change, not through force, through a new kind of leadership. Leadership does not scream at fear. It does not shame exhaustion. It does not demand instant trust. It creates a boundary around what must be handled now and what can wait. Tonight, most things can wait. The unresolved conversation can wait. The unanswered message can wait. The decision can wait. The explanation can wait. The imagined reaction can wait. The version of tomorrow your mind has been rehearsing can wait. Even the desire to understand yourself completely can wait. You do not need to become a finished person before sleep. You are living, you are learning, you are still allowed to be in the middle of things. There are questions that only time can answer. There are feelings that become clearer after the body has rested. There are decisions that look different when fear is no longer speaking at full volume. There are truths that do not need to be chased. They become visible when the inner noise is no longer required to protect you from them. The person who wakes tomorrow may not have every solution. That person can still have more space, more breath, more choice, a little less pressure to know, a little more trust in the ability to meet what actually arrives. That is what tonight can begin building. Not a perfect morning, not a guaranteed outcome, not a promise that every concern will vanish. A different relationship with the concern, a smaller distance between you and your own care. A new message to the part that has been standing guard. You do not have to watch everything. You have done that long enough. The mind may not believe this immediately. It has years of evidence for the old job. It may bring another memory forward. It may insist this situation is different. It may produce one especially convincing thought and say, this one cannot wait. You can hear it. You can respect the fear beneath it. You can postpone the assignment. Not because the issue does not matter, but because you matter while the issue remains unresolved. That is the part nobody says often enough. You are still worthy of care before the answer comes. You are still worthy of rest before the relationship is repaired. You are still worthy of softness before the money changes. You are still worthy of support before you know what to do. You are still worthy of a quiet moment before you have earned closure. Care is not a prize for completing every problem. Rest is not a reward for perfect control. Your body does not have to wait until life becomes easy before receiving kindness. The future version of you is not built by punishment. That version is built each time you refuse to turn uncertainty into a reason to leave yourself without care. built each time you choose not to make the darkest interpretation your only truth. Built each time you stop asking an exhausted mind to perform the work of an entire world. Built each time the night becomes a place of return rather than another place of labor. You are closer to that return than you think. The new job is close now. It will not ask you to solve, predict, perform, explain, or prepare. It will ask less than the old job. It will have edges. It will have warmth. It will be near enough for the body to understand. For this moment, do not reach for it. Let yourself arrive slowly. Let the old job become visible without rushing to replace it. The mind has been carrying the belief that care means constant attention. It has confused love with monitoring, responsibility with worry, readiness with tension, and protection with sleeplessness. That confusion can begin to loosen, not all at once, not through effort, through one clear experience of being asked to hold less. You have already begun. You listened without solving. You remained here without answering every thought. You let some sentences pass without turning them into a task. You did not have to become perfectly calm for any of that to be true. The night is still here. Your thoughts may still be here. You are here too. That matters most. Soon, the mind will receive the one job it can complete. Until then, it can rest from defending its existence. It was trying to help. It was trying to keep you ready. It was trying to spare you pain. It deserves relief from the impossible work it accepted in your name. You deserve that relief too, that. Relief does not need to arrive as a dramatic silence. It can begin with one small thing becoming clear. Imagine a cup that belongs only to you, not the cup you place before someone else, not the cup chosen because it looks impressive, not the one saved for company, left untouched because it is too precious, or passed from hand to hand until no one remembers who first held it. This one has been used. It has known your hands before. Its shape is familiar enough that your fingers do not need instruction. The cup has been washed. There is nothing left inside it from yesterday. No old taste waiting at the bottom. No mark that must be explained. No unfinished duty clinging to its surface. It has been rinsed clean and kept for you. You do not need to search for it. You do not need to deserve it. You do not need to ask whether someone else needs it more. It is already near you, waiting without urgency. You lift it. Perhaps the surface is smooth. Perhaps there is a small ridge beneath your thumb, a curve your hand recognizes, or a tiny imperfection that makes the cup unmistakably yours. The weight is modest, real enough to be felt, light enough to hold without strain. You fill it with warm water, not water that shocks the hands, not water that demands caution, warmth that can be received, warmth that does not ask you to become anything. The water settles inside the cup. It does not ask where it will be taken. It does not worry about how long it will remain warm. It does not compare itself with what another cup contains. It rests within the shape that holds it. Now your hands come around the cup. One hand may support its side, the other may settle beneath it. Your palms feel the warmth before the mind has found language for it. You do not drink yet. You do not carry it anywhere. You do not offer it. You hold it. This is the beginning of the new lesson. Your mind has spent so much time asking what must be done with everything that it may not immediately understand something that exists only to be held. It may ask, what is the purpose? What happens next? Who needs this? Should I finish it? Should I prepare another? Should I put it down before I drop it? The old job turns every object into an assignment. The cup becomes something to serve. The water becomes something to manage. The warmth becomes something that must be preserved perfectly. Even comfort can become work when the mind has forgotten that receiving is permitted. Tonight, the cup asks for nothing beyond your hands. It does not need to become useful to anyone else. It does not need to prove that you are thoughtful, generous, prepared, attentive, or good. It can belong to you without creating a debt. You can hold warmth without immediately passing it on. That may be more difficult than it sounds. You may be more familiar with noticing what others need. You may enter a place and automatically count who has been included, who looks uncomfortable, who needs a response, who has not been offered enough, who might be disappointed, and what you can do to make the moment easier. You may notice an empty cup across from you before you notice that your own hands are cold. You may know how someone else takes their drink, how much they prefer when they need more, and whether they are too polite to ask. You may have become skilled at reading needs before they are spoken. That skill can be loving. It can also become a way of disappearing. When care moves outward without returning, the part of you that gives begins to believe it exists only as a source. You become the one who pours, refills, carries, clears, remembers, and makes sure no one else goes without. People may admire this. They may call you generous. They may say they do not know what they would do without you. Some may mean it as love. Still, your body may hear another message. Do not become the one who needs. So you keep your cup empty because emptiness makes it easier to serve. You tell yourself you will return to it later, after everyone settles, after the work is complete, after the conflict ends, after the money improves, after the person you love feels better, after the family no longer needs so much, after you have become less complicated, after you have earned a peaceful night. Later keeps moving. The empty cup remains in your hand so long that you stop recognizing emptiness as a condition. It becomes your identity. You become proud of how little you require. Then night comes, and the mind begins asking for everything that was postponed. not because you are selfish, because some part of you has been waiting to receive proof that you also belong inside your care. The racing thought may be that request in disguise. It may look like planning, but beneath it is a need for steadiness. It may look like replaying, but beneath it is a need to be heard. It may look like checking, but beneath it is a need to know you have not been forgotten. It may look like predicting, but beneath it is a need to feel protected. The mind cannot always say, "I am tired of being the one who pours." So it says, "Think harder." It cannot always say, "I want someone to hold something for me." So it says, "Prepare for everything." It cannot always say, "I need warmth that does not have to be earned." So it creates another assignment. This is why fighting the thoughts can leave you feeling even more alone. The thoughts are clumsy messengers, but they are often carrying a need. You do not have to obey the message exactly as it arrives. You can listen beneath it. The mind says, "Solve tomorrow." You may hear, "Help me feel less alone tonight." The mind says, "Review what they said." You may hear, "Remind me that my experience matters." The mind says, "Prepare every response." You may hear, "Assure me that I can protect my boundaries when the time comes." The mind says, "Keep everyone in view." You may hear, "Please do not lose sight of me." The cup becomes an answer that the body can understand before the mind agrees. Your hands say, "I am holding something that belongs to me." The warmth says, "Care can remain here." The weight says, "This moment has edges." The curve of the cup says, "You do not need to contain the whole future. Only this, only what your hands can honestly hold." The old job had no boundary. It stretched over people, years, memories, and imagined outcomes. It expected one tired mind to carry what belongs to time, choice, circumstance, and other human beings. The cup has a clear boundary. It begins here. It ends here. The water does not spread through every possible future. It remains inside one shape. The mind may need this kind of limit, not a harsh limit, not a punishment, a merciful edge. You have probably been told to let things go. Sometimes that instruction feels impossible because no one explains where the mind is supposed to place what it releases. Let go of the thought. Stop worrying. Do not overthink. Move on. Relax. These words may be well intended, but an active mind often hears them as rejection. It hears, "The way you tried to protect yourself is unwanted now." It hears, "Remove this feeling without being given anything safer to hold." The cup offers a different approach. You are not asked to hold nothing. You are asked to hold less. This difference matters. The mind does not have to fall through empty space. It does not have to release every concern at once and trust that nothing will disappear. It receives one specific place for its attention: the side of the cup, the warmth against the palms, the small weight supported by your hands. A finite job, a job with a beginning and an end. The mind can return to it without being scolded for leaving. You do not need to say, "Stop thinking." You may say, "Return to the cup." Not because the cup is magical, not because warm water can erase every pain, because returning teaches the mind that attention can be guided without violence. A thought arrives. You feel the cup. A memory opens. You feel the warmth. Tomorrow appears. You feel the weight in your hands. The thought does not need to vanish for the return to be real. You are not measuring success by how long the mind remains still. You are building trust each time it comes back. Even 1 second counts. The mind may travel far, then remember. It may begin writing a message in imagination, then remember. It may enter an old argument, build 3 possible endings, predict someone's response, and suddenly feel the curve beneath your fingers. Return. No shame, no score, no disappointment. The cup has not judged where your attention went. It remains where you left it. This is a kind of faithfulness the nervous system can recognize. Something can wait for you without punishing you for wandering. Something can belong to you without demanding that you protect it perfectly. Something can remain available after you forget. You may have known relationships where forgetting one detail brought criticism. You may have lived through situations where a small mistake became evidence against you. You may have learned that attention must be perfect or love becomes uncertain. The cup does not withdraw its warmth because your mind wandered. It does not become offended. It does not ask for an apology. It does not say, "You should have focused better." You return, and it is still there. The body begins learning from repetition, not the repetition of fear, the repetition of return. This is how the mind discovers that wandering does not equal danger. You can leave the present in thought and come back without punishment. You can forget yourself for a moment and return without making the forgetting another reason for shame. The cup is washed and kept. Those 2 truths carry more than they first appear to carry. Washed means the cup does not require you to drink from yesterday. You may remember yesterday. You may learn from it. You may acknowledge what happened. You do not have to keep tasting it in every new moment. The mind often believes repetition is the same as processing. It brings the memory back because it wants completion. Yet repeating the emotional taste of an event does not always create understanding. At times it only keeps the body inside an experience that has already ended. The clean cup does not deny yesterday. It says yesterday does not have to fill every place prepared for today. You are permitted to receive a new moment without pouring the old one into it first. Kept means the cup was not given away while you were busy serving everyone else. Something remained for you. Even if you have neglected yourself, something in you has not disappeared. Even if you have spent years becoming what others required, there is still a place where your own care can return. Even if you have called yourself last so often that last began to feel natural, the cup can still be placed into your hands. You have not missed your chance to receive. You are not too late to become someone who includes yourself. The mind may resist this because inclusion can feel unfamiliar. It may search for reasons another person deserves the cup more. They are struggling. They have less. They are more tired. They need me. It would be wrong to think about myself while someone else is hurting. Care does not become less loving when it includes you. You are not taking warmth from another person by letting warmth reach your hands. You are not causing someone else's emptiness by refusing to remain empty. You are not becoming cold because you stop pouring from a cup that has nothing left. In fact, giving from constant depletion can make care fearful. You begin to give because you are afraid of what will happen if you stop. You give to prevent anger, distance, disappointment, or guilt. You give so your place remains secure. That is not the same as freely choosing to care. A filled cup does not mean you must pour. It means choice can return. Choice is one of the quiet rewards of caring for yourself. When you have something within you, you can decide what is offered, when it is offered, and whether offering is safe. You can say yes because you mean yes. You can say no without treating no as a betrayal. You can pause before answering. You can ask what something will cost you. You can care without becoming responsible for another person's entire experience. You can listen without surrendering your own knowing. You can love without making your exhaustion proof of devotion. The mind that races at night may be trying to make up for choices you did not feel able to make during the day. It revisits every moment where you said yes too quickly, every time you swallowed a no, every time you gave an answer before checking what was true for you. Later, the mind tries to recover control by analyzing. Why did I agree? Why did I stay? Why did I say that? Why did I let them speak to me that way? Why did I promise so much? Why did I not ask for time? These questions can become accusations. The cup changes their direction. Instead of asking why you failed to protect yourself perfectly, you may ask what your cup needed in that moment. Did it need more time, more information, distance, a clear boundary, rest, witness, support, permission to disappoint someone? The question becomes care rather than prosecution. You were not born knowing how to preserve yourself in every situation. Many people were taught to be agreeable before they were taught to be safe. They were praised for sharing before they learned that some things may remain theirs. They were taught that goodness meant availability. You may still carry that lesson in your hands. When something warm reaches you, The hands prepare to pass it on. Tonight they do not. The cup stays. Your fingers do not loosen because someone else might want it. Your arms do not extend. You are not being cruel. You are completing an experience your body may not have received often enough. Something good can remain with you. Let that sentence be uncomplicated. Something good can remain with you. It does not have to be earned through exhaustion. It does not have to be exchanged for approval. It does not have to be hidden so no one asks for it. It can remain because you are a human being whose care matters. The warmth may begin to change. No warmth stays at exactly one temperature forever. The old mind may treat that as a problem. It is cooling. I have to do something. I am losing it. But the cup teaches another lesson. Care does not become worthless because a sensation changes. A peaceful moment does not fail because it passes. You do not need to trap comfort in order to receive it. You can experience warmth while it is here. You can recognize change without turning change into loss. The cup remains a cup as the water cools. You remain worthy of care when calm is not perfect. You remain yourself when emotions move. You remain held by your own attention even when the body does not feel exactly the same. This releases another impossible job, preserving every good moment so it can never end. You may have noticed that happiness sometimes makes you anxious. The moment something feels good, the mind begins measuring how long it might last. It looks for the interruption. It prepares for the change. Instead of receiving the warmth, it starts grieving its future absence. The cup invites you to remain with what is present without demanding permanence. Warm now, held now, yours now. That is enough information for this moment. Tomorrow does not need to be guaranteed before tonight can contain comfort. A relationship does not need to be guaranteed before you can recognize what is true today. Your future does not need to be fully visible before your body can receive one safe breath. The cup does not make promises about everything. It offers one honest experience. Your hands are holding what belongs to you. No one is taking it. You are not required to offer it. Nothing else has to be decided. There is a dignity in small, honest experiences. The racing mind often searches for a complete transformation. It wants one thought that resolves the entire problem, one answer that removes every doubt, one plan that guarantees you will never feel this way again. That is too much to ask from one night. The cup does not promise a life without uncertainty. It gives uncertainty a boundary. You do not need to know what happens beyond your hands. The mind may continue showing you pictures. Let them pass across the inner screen. You do not need to enter every picture. Feel the cup. The mind may produce a sentence that sounds important. You can remember that important does not always mean urgent. Feel the warmth. The mind may tell you that resting is avoidance. You can remember that postponing exhausted decisions is often wisdom. Feel the weight. The mind may insist that one more review will bring closure. You can ask whether the review is creating new understanding or repeating the old ache. Feel your fingers around the cup. This is not avoidance. Avoidance is refusing to face what needs care. Holding the cup is choosing the right size of care for this hour. There will be times for action, times to make the call, times to speak clearly, times to change direction, times to ask for help, times to leave what is harmful, times to admit what is no longer working, times to repair what can be repaired. Rest does not erase those times. It helps you meet them with more of yourself available. The cup is not asking you to pretend everything is fine. Warmth does not require denial. You can hold the cup and still know that something hurts. You can receive care while recognizing that a decision may be necessary. Self-care is not the art of making every truth comfortable. It is the practice of remaining connected to yourself while truth becomes clear. You do not have to pour the cup over the problem. You do not have to use it to clean up someone else's choices. You do not have to prove its warmth is powerful enough to transform the world. Hold it. Let it be enough that it reaches you. The old mind may feel restless because nothing visible is being fixed. It may say, "This is too small." It may call the cup foolish when compared with the size of your concerns. Small does not mean meaningless. The body trusts what it can experience. You can tell yourself 100 times that you deserve care, but the body may still wait for evidence. The cup becomes evidence. Your hands are not empty. The warmth is not being taken away. You are not preparing it for someone else. You are not waiting for permission. You are included. This evidence does not need to be dramatic to begin changing what the mind expects. Expectation is built from repeated experience. If care has often been interrupted, you expect interruption. If your needs have often been delayed, you expect delay. If receiving has often created guilt, you expect guilt. Now there can be another experience. Receiving without apology, holding without explaining, keeping without fear. The word keeping may feel sharp to someone who was taught that love means giving everything. Yet keeping is not always selfishness. There are things that must remain with you for life to be balanced. Your energy, your dignity, your right to pause, your private knowing, your ability to choose, your responsibility for your own safety, your cup. You do not owe every person access to everything you carry. You do not owe immediate answers. You do not owe endless understanding. You do not owe closeness where there is no respect. You do not owe calmness to someone who repeatedly crosses your limits. You do not owe proof that your pain is serious enough to matter. The cup has an edge. That edge does not make the cup unloving. The edge is what lets it hold water. Without an edge, everything would spill into everything else. Your boundaries serve a similar purpose. They do not exist to punish people. They help you hold what is yours and recognize what is not. Another person's anger may be real without becoming your assignment. Another person's disappointment may be uncomfortable without proving you have done something wrong. Another person's need may deserve compassion without receiving all of your energy. Another person's opinion may affect you without defining you. The cup teaches separation without cruelty. This is mine. That is yours. I can care about what is yours without emptying what is mine into it. The mind races when these edges become blurred. It tries to solve emotions that belong to other people. It rehearses explanations designed to control how others see you. It attempts to prevent every possible disappointment. That work has no end because you cannot manage another person's entire inner world. You may speak with care and still be misunderstood. You may set a respectful boundary and still be called difficult. You may make a thoughtful choice and still disappoint someone. You may offer love and still be unable to rescue them from what only they can face. Your mind has been trying to achieve an outcome no human being can guarantee. Being true to yourself without anyone ever reacting badly. No perfect sentence can guarantee that. No amount of nighttime rehearsal can guarantee that. The cup brings you back to the responsibility that is actually yours. Hold what belongs to you. Let others hold what belongs to them. This does not mean becoming indifferent. It means refusing to confuse love with control. You may love someone and let them feel their feeling. You may care and decline. You may understand their history and protect your own well-being. You may wish them peace without becoming the place where they release every storm. You may forgive and still create distance. You may remain compassionate without reopening access. Your cup can stay in your hands. There may be grief in learning this. You may remember how much you gave because you believed giving would make you safe. You may recognize that some people accepted what you offered without asking what remained for you. Do not turn that recognition against yourself. You gave with the understanding you had. You were trying to create love with the tools available to you. You may have believed that being indispensable would prevent abandonment. You may have believed that meeting every need would make your place secure. That belief came from longing, not foolishness. You wanted to matter. You wanted connection to remain. You wanted to be chosen without having to ask. Now you can begin learning that your worth does not increase when your cup is empty. Emptiness is not proof of love. Exhaustion is not proof of loyalty. Sleeplessness is not proof that you care enough. The mind may worry because releasing these proofs leaves it unsure how to measure goodness. Goodness can include honesty. Goodness can include limits. Goodness can include rest. Goodness can include letting another capable adult face the consequences of their choices. Goodness can include keeping the cup that was placed in your hands. Hold it a little closer, not tightly. The cup does not need to be gripped. The warmth is not trying to escape. Your hands can remain responsive rather than rigid. This is another contrast the mind needs. Holding is not the same as clutching. Care is not the same as control. Attention is not the same as vigilance. You can hold something without fearing its loss every second. The old job used tension as proof that you were paying attention. If the body relaxed, the mind worried you might become careless. The cup can be held with less tension. Your fingers do not have to press hard enough to leave a mark. Your wrists do not have to lock. The shoulders do not have to rise. Support can be steady without being forceful. This is how tonight begins, changing the meaning of responsibility. Responsibility does not mean carrying everything. It means responding to what is truly yours. Your tired body is yours. Your need for rest is yours. Your next honest boundary is yours. Your healing is yours. Though you do not have to do it alone, your cup is yours. The unanswered message belongs to the person who has not answered. The reaction you fear belongs to the person who may react. The future belongs partly to time. The past belongs to what has already happened. You do not have to hold all of them in the same hands. Your hands are occupied now. They are holding one cup. The mind may say there is room for more. It may try to balance tomorrow on the rim. It may place the conversation beside the warmth. It may stack the money concern on top. It may add the family problem, the work problem, the fear about your health, the uncertainty about what comes next. Soon the hands are carrying the whole world again. Return to what is physically possible. One cup, two hands, one present moment. The mind does not need to be humiliated for adding more. It is following an old pattern. Remove the extra weight without anger. Not now. Not in these hands. Not during this hour. That is enough. There is tenderness in saying not now, not never, not unimportant, not abandoned, not now. The mind can learn that postponement is not neglect. A concern may matter and still wait until your capacity returns. A decision may be necessary and still deserve daylight. A conversation may need to happen and still be safer after rest. An emotion may need expression and still be held without immediate action. The cup gives the mind a model for this. The water waits within the cup without demanding that you drink it instantly. It can be present without becoming urgent. Your feelings can be present in the same way. Sadness can be here without requiring you to solve your whole life. Anger can be here without requiring a message tonight. Fear can be here without being given authority over tomorrow. Longing can be here without sending you back toward what repeatedly harms you. You can hold a feeling and remain the one choosing what happens next. This is mature tenderness, not pushing the feeling away, not handing it the keys, holding it within a clear edge. The new job for your mind is beginning to take shape. It is not to empty the cup. It is not to explain the cup. It is not to offer the cup. It is not to keep the water at the perfect temperature. It is not to make the cup solve anything. The job is closer than solving, kinder than predicting, smaller than protecting everyone. For now, let your mind become familiar with the cup's shape. Let it learn the edge. Let it learn the warmth. Let it learn that something can remain in your hands without being turned into labor. You have not reached the full sentence yet. There is one word inside it that may bring resistance, and that word deserves care before it is spoken. For now, the cup is enough, washed, kept, filled for you, held without apology. The night does not need more from your hands. It needs your hands to remember what they are holding. The mind has spent years measuring care by how much it can carry. It may not recognize a smaller responsibility as real responsibility. It may think that if it is not solving several problems at once, it is doing nothing. But holding is not nothing. Holding requires presence. It asks you to know where your attention is. It asks you to remain aware of what is yours without gathering what belongs elsewhere. It asks you to stay close to one honest experience instead of chasing 10 imagined outcomes. The mind may call this too simple because complexity has often made it feel important. A complicated problem gives it many places to run. A simple job leaves it face to face with you. That closeness can feel unfamiliar. When the mind cannot run into tomorrow, it may begin to feel what today contained. It may meet the tiredness beneath the planning. It may meet the disappointment beneath the replaying. It may meet the fear beneath the checking. This is why the mind sometimes prefers a difficult thought to a quiet moment. The difficult thought gives it movement. The quiet moment gives it contact. Contact with your own need. Contact with the ache you postponed. Contact with the fact that you have been giving from a place that wanted care too. The cup does not force that contact. It makes it possible. It gives your attention somewhere steady enough to return while the deeper truth comes near. You are not asked to open every feeling tonight. You do not have to understand the whole history of why your mind races. You do not have to name every wound. You do not have to search through every memory to prove that your patterns have a reason. The cup already carries the answer your body needs first. Your care may remain with you. That is the lesson beneath all the others. Your care may remain with you even when someone is disappointed. It may remain with you when a message goes unanswered. It may remain with you when the future is uncertain. It may remain with you when you are not being productive. It may remain with you when you have made a mistake. It may remain with you when another person does not understand your choice. It may remain with you when you have nothing useful to offer. Care does not have to leave your hands the moment difficulty enters the room. You may have lived as though your own warmth must be surrendered whenever someone else is uncomfortable. Another person becomes upset and your attention leaves you. Someone withdraws and your mind follows them. A problem appears and your body is forgotten. You begin trying to restore the other person, the relationship, the plan, the mood, or the image of yourself that you fear has been damaged. Your cup becomes invisible. You may continue holding it, but you no longer feel it. This is how self-abandonment can happen without any dramatic decision. Attention leaves in small movements. One concern, one apology you do not owe, one explanation after another, one more attempt to make someone understand what they have already chosen not to hear. By night, you are still mentally reaching outward. Your hands are empty in imagination because everything you carry has been offered to the problem. Return to the cup. Not to ignore what matters. To remember that you matter while it remains unresolved. The cup does not ask you to deny responsibility. It asks you to make responsibility accurate. If you harmed someone, your responsibility may be to acknowledge it, listen, repair what can be repaired, and change your behavior. Your responsibility is not to control whether they forgive you. If you made a mistake at work, your responsibility may be to correct what you can, communicate honestly, and learn. Your responsibility is not to spend the entire night punishing yourself. If someone treats you poorly, your responsibility may be to recognize the harm, seek support, set a boundary, or leave when it is safe. Your responsibility is not to find the perfect explanation that turns them into a different person. A loved one is struggling. Your responsibility may be to care, listen, offer practical help, or connect them with support. Your responsibility is not to become their only source of stability. Accurate responsibility has edges. It can be completed, it can be shared, it can be placed down when your part is done. False responsibility has no edge. It demands that you manage outcomes, feelings, timing, other people's choices, and every possible future. False responsibility keeps the mind racing because it cannot be fulfilled. The cup is not teaching you to care less. It is teaching you to stop calling control care. Control says, if I think long enough, I can prevent every painful outcome. Care says, I can respond with integrity when reality arrives. Control says, I must keep everyone pleased so connection remains secure. Care says, connection that requires my disappearance is not secure. Control says, I must be ready for everything. Care says, I can trust myself to meet one real moment at a time. Control says, rest is dangerous. Care says, exhaustion makes clear choices harder. These differences may sound small, but the body can feel them. Control tightens the hands. Care supports the cup. Control stares into the water and demands an answer. Care receives its warmth. Control fears every change. Care remains present while change happens. Tonight, the mind is not being fired, it is being reassigned. It does not have to stop caring. It does not have to become empty. It does not have to disappear. It needs a job that can be completed without consuming you. The job has been waiting inside the cup from the beginning. Here it is. Tonight, your mind has one kind job: to hold your own cup with care. That is all. Not the whole future, not everyone you love, not every unfinished conversation, not the meaning of every silence, not the entire life you are trying to build, your own cup, held with care. The first open question of the night is complete now. Your mind needed a job, but not another problem to solve. Its job is to return to what belongs in your hands. The mind may ask how long it must hold the cup. There is no required length. It may ask how well it must do this. There is no score. It may ask what happens when it forgets. It returns. It may ask what happens if thoughts continue. The thoughts may continue while your hands remember. The goal is not an empty mind. The goal is a mind no longer responsible for everything. That is a very different goal. An empty mind can become another impossible demand. You wait for total silence, then become tense because silence does not come. You begin watching the thoughts, counting them, judging them, and trying to remove them. The mind becomes busy with the task of not being busy. The cup offers no such contradiction. Thoughts can pass while the cup remains. You can think of tomorrow and still feel the curve beneath your fingers. You can remember the conversation and still know the warmth belongs here. You can feel fear and still keep your attention from becoming its servant. The new job does not require perfection. It requires relationship. You and the mind are learning to work together rather than pulling in opposite directions. The mind brings a concern. You hear it. Then you ask, is there anything I can honestly do about this tonight? If there is a safe and necessary action, you may choose it. If there is not, the concern does not receive your whole body. It can wait outside the edge of the cup. The mind may bring the same concern again. You do not say, I already told you. You do not become irritated with the repetition. Repetition often means the mind has not yet felt the answer. So the answer becomes physical, the cup, the hands, the warmth, the edge. Not now. I am here. My care remains with me. The mind may need this answer many times. That does not mean the practice is failing. A frightened part often asks the same question until the body begins to trust the response. Will you forget me? No. Will you make me face everything alone? No. Will you give all your energy away again? Not tonight. Will you punish me because I am afraid? No. Will you force me to become calm before I receive care? No. The cup is the answer made visible. Your hands are not rejecting the mind. They are containing its assignment. This is what kind leadership feels like. Clear, but not cruel. Firm, but not cold. Close, but not controlling. You can tell the mind, this is the only job tonight. It may protest. It may bring evidence that another problem is more urgent. It may show you an image of tomorrow going badly. It may remind you of the one time waiting caused pain. You can acknowledge what it shows you without changing the assignment. I hear that you are afraid. Hold the cup. I hear that you want certainty. Hold the cup. I hear that you believe another hour of thinking will protect me. Hold the cup. This is not dismissal. It is direction. A mind without direction will follow every alarm. A mind with kind direction can learn that not every alarm requires movement. Now let the exact sentence come closer. You do not need to say it aloud. You may hear it inside. You may let only one phrase reach you. Tonight, my mind has one kind job: to hold my own cup with care. Pause around the sentence. Do not rush to believe it. Let the words stand where you can see them. Tonight, not forever, not every night that has ever been difficult. This night, my mind, not an enemy mind, not a defective mind, not a mind that must be silenced. Your mind. 1. Not 10 jobs. Not every job, 1. Kind. A job that does not punish the one performing it. A job small enough to see tai, complete, to hold, not to fix, not to empty, not to give away, my own cup. This may be the place where resistance appears. The word may be own. My own can sound uncomfortable when you have been trained to place yourself last. It may sound possessive. It may awaken guilt. Some part of you may hear selfishness where there is only healthy belonging. You may be used to saying our needs, their needs, what everyone needs. Your own need may enter the sentence quietly, almost apologizing for taking up space. The word own is not asking you to stop loving others. It is reminding you that you are one of the people your love must include. Own does not mean isolated. It means recognized. It means you know which cup is in your hands. It means you stop giving away what must remain with you for your life to have shape. Your own time, your own voice, your own body, your own limits, your own healing, your own cup. There are shared things in life, shared homes, shared plans, shared responsibilities, shared sorrow, shared joy, shared care. Even inside what is shared, you remain a person. You do not become a tool for the shared life. You do not stop having an inner world because others depend on you. You do not stop needing care because you are capable of giving it. The word own restores the person inside the role. Behind the worker, there is a person. Behind the parent, partner, friend, helper, listener, and provider, there is a person. Behind the one everyone calls strong, there is a person. That person has a cup too. You are not taking something away from the people you love by acknowledging it. You are making your care more honest. Say the sentence again, more gently. Tonight, my mind has one kind job: to hold my own cup with care. Let the word own remain. You do not have to soften it into something easier for everyone else. It is not an accusation. It is not a wall. It is a fact of belonging. This cup is yours. The mind may want to ask what is inside the cup. Tonight, warm water is enough. You do not need to fill it with success, certainty, love from a particular person, money, answers, praise, or a new identity. It does not have to contain a vision of everything you want. The cup is not a demand disguised as comfort. It holds what the body can receive now. Warmth, weight, a boundary, your attention. You may be tempted to make the affirmation bigger. Tonight, my mind has one kind job, and tomorrow everything will work out. Leave the guarantee aside. Tonight, my mind has one kind job, and no one will hurt me again. No sentence can promise that. Tonight, my mind has one kind job, and I will never overthink again. That would turn kindness into another test. The power of the line is its honesty. It tells the mind what is being asked now, nothing more. Tonight, my mind has one kind job: to hold my own cup with care. The third time does not need more force. It can become quieter. Tonight, my mind has one kind job: to hold my own cup with care. Even if a part of you says no, even if a part of you says I do not know how, even if your hands still feel empty, even if the mind continues running, the sentence can exist before full belief. Belief is not the entrance fee. Willingness is enough. If you cannot believe it yet, say only, I am willing to hold what belongs to me. That is enough for tonight. I am willing does not claim that the change is complete. It does not ask you to pretend. It opens a small space between the old pattern and the next choice. You may not know how to hold what belongs to you. You can be willing to learn. You may feel guilty when care remains with you. You can be willing to let guilt speak without obeying it. You may fear that boundaries will cost you love. You can be willing to discover which relationships can meet the real you. You may still give too quickly tomorrow. You can be willing to pause once. You may forget the cup. You can be willing to return. Willingness is not weak. It is honest movement without self-deception. The mind often demands certainty before beginning. I must know this will work. I must know I can maintain it. I must know no one will react badly. I must know I will not fail. Willingness needs none of those guarantees. It says, I can take one honest step without knowing the whole road. Tonight, that step is holding what belongs to you. There is another truth the cup must carry, and it is important enough to be clear. Peace does not mean remaining where you are harmed. Calm does not mean tolerating cruelty. Compassion does not require access. Understanding why someone behaves as they do does not make harmful behavior acceptable. The cup is not here to teach you to become peaceful enough to endure what should change. It is here to help you remain connected to yourself so you can recognize what is true. Sometimes the truth is that a conversation is needed. Sometimes the truth is that distance is needed. Sometimes the truth is that you need practical support, a safety plan, legal guidance, medical care, or help from a qualified mental health professional. Sometimes the truth is that a trusted friend, family member, community member, counselor, doctor, support service, or other trained professional should help you carry what has become too much to hold alone. Seeking support is not failure. It does not mean the affirmation was weak. Affirmations may support well-being, but they do not replace professional care when professional care is needed. The cup does not require isolation. It helps you know what is yours so you can choose where support belongs. Your cup may be your responsibility, but you do not have to hold your entire life without help. Someone trustworthy can sit near you. Someone qualified can help you understand what is happening. Someone safe can help you make a plan. Someone compassionate can remind you that leaving danger, creating distance, or asking for protection is not an absence of love. Boundaries can be love in a form that protects life. A locked boundary is not the metaphor tonight, and you do not need to picture one. Let the cup itself teach the lesson. Its edge keeps the water from spreading everywhere. The edge does not hate the space outside it. It holds what belongs within. Your limits can do the same. They can say, I will speak when I am ready. I will not continue this conversation while I am being insulted. I need help. I need distance. I cannot carry this for you. I care, and my answer is no. These statements may feel uncomfortable in the mouth when you have spent years making your words easy for others to receive. Discomfort does not automatically mean the boundary is wrong. A new movement can feel strange because the body has practiced the old one for a long time. The cup may shake in your hands at first. It can still remain yours. You may set a boundary with a trembling voice. It can still be valid. You may ask for help while doubting whether your need is serious enough. The need can still matter. You may leave something harmful while grieving the person or hope attached to it. Grief does not mean leaving was a mistake. Care for yourself does not always feel peaceful at the beginning. Sometimes it feels like guilt, because guilt was the old price of choosing yourself. Sometimes it feels like fear, because your system expects punishment. Sometimes it feels like sadness, because you are seeing clearly what cannot continue. The cup does not ask you to turn those feelings into evidence against your own well-being. It asks you to hold your experience with care. There is no spiritual reward for remaining where your dignity is repeatedly reduced. There is no healing prize for enduring preventable harm. You do not need to become more positive so that another person can avoid responsibility. You do not need to use affirmations to silence a truth your body keeps bringing forward. You may speak kindly to yourself and take real action. You may seek peace and seek protection. You may rest tonight and ask for help tomorrow. These things belong together. The mind may race because it is sensing a boundary that has not yet been spoken. It may be trying to find the exact sentence that makes the other person agree. The sentence may not create agreement. A boundary does not require unanimous approval to be real. It requires clarity about what you will do. You cannot control whether another person respects your limit. You can decide how you will respond if they do not. That response may need support, it may need planning, it may need professional guidance. You do not have to solve those ails in the dark. Tonight, the cup can remind you that your safety and dignity belong inside your care. They are not extras. They are not selfish luxuries. They are part of what must remain with you. The mind may soften when it understands that rest is not surrendering your protection. You are not saying nothing matters. You are saying your protection can become wiser than endless vigilance. Wise protection knows when to seek help. It knows when a situation is beyond what an affirmation can hold. It knows when the body needs medical attention. It knows when emotional pain deserves skilled support. It knows when money, legal matters, or safety questions need trustworthy professional guidance. It knows that strength includes reaching beyond yourself. The cup is personal. Healing does not have to be solitary. You can hold what belongs to you and let others help with what requires more hands. That is not giving the cup away. It is receiving support while remaining connected to yourself. The old pattern may have told you that asking for help creates burden. It may have taught you to wait until you are breaking before saying anything. You do not need to wait for collapse. You do not need to present perfect evidence of suffering. You do not need to explain every detail before your need becomes worthy of attention. You may begin with one true sentence. I am having a difficult time. I need someone to listen. I do not feel safe. I need professional support. I cannot carry this alone tonight. One true sentence can be another way of holding the cup. It keeps you from disappearing inside silence. It says, I am here, and my experience deserves a response. There may be nights when the racing is intense, persistent, or connected to distress that feels unmanageable. There may be nights when rest practices are not enough. That is not a personal failure. It is information. Your well-being deserves care that matches what you are facing. The cup never asks you to pretend warm water is the answer to every human need. It is a symbol of attention, a practice of return, a way to remember yourself while choosing the next form of support. The mind can rest more safely when it knows you are willing to respond to real needs rather than asking it to patrol them forever. You can tell it, I will listen when something needs action. I will seek support when the weight is too much. I will not use peace to ignore danger. I will not call harm love. I will not call silence healing when truth needs a voice. Tonight, I am not solving everything. I am remaining in relationship with myself. The cup grows more meaningful here. It is not only comfort, it is discernment. It helps separate what can wait from what needs help. It helps separate fear's prediction from the body's clear signal. It helps separate another person's reaction from your responsibility. It helps separate spiritual language, from practical care. You do not have to choose between inner work and real-world action. Inner care can help you take action without abandoning yourself. Real-world support can help the inner work become safer and more grounded. The mind does not have to perform every role. It does not have to be your doctor, counselor, lawyer, financial advisor, protector, witness, judge, and future teller through the night. It can hold one cup. Other needs can be brought to the right people at the right time. This may be a great relief to the part of you that believed thinking was the only support available. Thinking has helped you. It has found solutions. It has recognized patterns. It has protected you in real ways. But thinking cannot replace every kind of care. The mind deserves support too. It deserves to stop pretending it can do the work of an entire community. Let the cup become lighter in your hands because it no longer represents everything. It represents your part, your attention, your honesty, your willingness to care for what is yours, your willingness to seek help where help belongs. This is enough responsibility for one person. The mind may return to the core sentence now with more trust. Tonight, my mind has one kind job: to hold my own cup with care. The line does not imprison you inside yourself. It brings you back so your choices can come from a place that includes you. The cup is not a wall against love. It is a form through which love can remain. Without form, care spills into fear. Without limits, giving becomes depletion. Without return, attention becomes disappearance. The cup says love needs somewhere to live. Let some of it live here, in your hands, in your body, in the part of you that has waited a long time to be included. There is one more lesson hidden in the cup, but it is not time to name it fully. It concerns what happens when your hands finally stop trying to prove that they can carry everything. You may think the answer is that they become empty. They do not. The answer will come later, when the body has moved deeper into rest. For now, you have the job, you have the sentence, you have the willingness beneath belief, and you have the truth that caring for yourself does not require you to face life alone. The cup remains warm enough. Your hands remain around it. The mind can begin releasing the work that was never truly its own. What was never truly yours does not need to remain in your hands. This does not mean you stop caring. It means care becomes honest. The cup is still here, warm enough to feel, light enough to hold, clear enough to teach the difference between what belongs with you and what has only been passing through. Another person's silence may pass through your awareness. It does not have to live inside your body all night. A difficult memory may pass through. It does not have to fill the cup. A fear about tomorrow may pass through. It does not have to become tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. The mind has been trying to keep every passing thing. It has treated thoughts like instructions and emotions like permanent conditions. It has believed that if something enters awareness, it must be carried until it is solved. But awareness is larger than carrying. You can know something is present without taking full responsibility for it. You can recognize a concern without building a home for it inside the night. You can hear the mind without giving it every room in you. Return to the cup. The cup is not crowded. There is space around it. There is space between the thought and your response. There is space between the feeling and the action. There is space between what happened and what you decide it means about you. That space may be small at first. Small is enough. One breath of space can interrupt an old command. One moment of warmth can remind the body that the present is not the same as the memory. One honest pause can keep fear from choosing your next words. You do not need a wide, perfect silence. You need only enough room to remember that you have a choice. The mind may still move quickly. Let it move around the cup rather than carrying the cup away. Let the thoughts circle if they must. The cup remains the center. You do not have to chase each thought to bring it back. You do not have to gather the mind by force. The warmth is already here. The hands are already here. The edge is already here. The mind can return when it is ready. This is how trust grows. Not because the mind is ordered to trust, because it experiences the same kind response each time it comes back. No punishment, no disappointment, no accusation, only this. You are here. The cup is here. Your care has not been given away. The mind may have expected you to become angry with it. It may have prepared for another inner battle. You may have spent years saying, "Why am I like this? Why can I not stop? Why do I ruin every peaceful moment? Why does my mind always find another problem?" Those questions may have sounded like attempts to understand, but they often carried blame. The mind heard that it was the problem. Tonight, it is hearing something new. You are not the problem. The job was too large. You were trying to complete an assignment that no mind could finish. That assignment can end without ending your ability to think. You will still be thoughtful. You will still recognize patterns. You will still remember what matters. You will still prepare when preparation is useful. You will still make plans. You will still care about people. You will still respond to real responsibilities. Rest does not remove intelligence. Softness does not remove discernment. A quiet mind is not an irresponsible mind. The cup is not asking you to become less capable. It is teaching capability when to stop. Knowing when to stop is part of wisdom. The world often praises beginning, starting the work, taking action, making the plan, answering the message, solving the problem. It speaks less often about stopping at the right time. Stopping before effort becomes harm. Stopping before care becomes depletion. Stopping before reflection becomes punishment. Stopping before preparation becomes fear rehearsing itself. Stopping before helping becomes disappearance. The mind may not have been taught how to stop with love. It may know only two positions: carry everything or drop everything. Stay completely responsible or become completely careless. Hold on with all your strength or lose control. The cup teaches a middle movement. You can hold without gripping. You can care without controlling. You can pause without abandoning. You can rest without denying. You can set something down and return when the time is right. This is not failure. This is rhythm. Life contains rhythm, whether the mind approves or not, effort and recovery, speaking and listening, giving and receiving, holding and placing down. A life with only effort becomes harsh. A relationship with only giving becomes uneven. A body with no recovery begins to ask for rest in louder ways. The racing mind may be one of those louder ways. It may be saying that the rhythm has been broken. Too much outward movement, too much carrying, too much listening without being heard, too much holding for others without being held. The cup does not demand that you repair the whole rhythm tonight. It gives you one receiving movement. Warmth comes toward you. You do not redirect it. You do not explain why someone else deserves it. You let it arrive. The hands may resist receiving because receiving has sometimes created obligation. Someone gave something, then expected access. Someone helped, then reminded you of the debt. Someone offered kindness, then used it to excuse harm. The body may have learned that receiving is not free. The cup carries no hidden contract. The water does not ask for your loyalty. The warmth does not ask you to ignore your instincts. The cup does not say you must become smaller in exchange. You receive and remain free. This matters. Healthy care does not require your disappearance. Support that is safe does not turn your need into a weapon. Love does not demand that you surrender your inner knowing as payment. You are permitted to receive what does not trap you. You are permitted to refuse what comes with harm. You are permitted to choose the conditions under which closeness enters your life. The cup is yours. You decide when it is lifted. You decide when it is placed down. You decide whether you drink. You decide whether you need help holding it. Choice remains with you. The mind may have raced because choice once felt absent. It tried to create choice afterward by replaying the moment. I should have said this. I should have left then. I should have known. I should have chosen differently. The replay is sometimes an attempt to give your past self the power that was missing. Do not shame that attempt. Your past self was working with the safety, knowledge, strength, and support available then. You can bring choice into the present without punishing who you were. You can say, I understand more now. You can say, I will listen sooner next time. You can say, I can ask for time before answering. You can say, I can seek support. You can say, I can protect what is mine. The lesson does not need to become a sentence against you. It can become a form of care. The mind may revisit the past because it wants proof that the pain produced something useful. It does not want the suffering to have been meaningless. You do not have to force meaning from every wound. Sometimes what happened was painful and unfair. Sometimes the lesson is only that you deserved better. Sometimes the wisdom is that you will no longer argue with the part of you that senses harm. Sometimes the growth is not gratitude for the event. It is loyalty to yourself afterward. The cup is part of that loyalty. Not a loyalty that isolates you, a loyalty that keeps you present inside your own life. You may still compromise. You may still choose generosity. You may still make sacrifices for love, family, community, and purpose. But sacrifice chosen freely is different from disappearance performed out of fear. The cup helps you feel the difference. Fearful giving feels tight before it begins. It contains a silent bargain. I will give this so you do not leave. I will do this so you do not become angry. I will agree so I remain good in your eyes. I will stay available so I cannot be blamed. Free giving has space. It can be generous and still know its limit. It can say, "This is what I can offer." It can stop before resentment becomes the only voice left. It can include your well-being in the decision. The mind may not know how to trust that kind of giving yet. It has known love as effort. It has known belonging as usefulness. It has known peace as the absence of someone else's displeasure. The cup offers another definition. Love may include warmth that reaches you. Belonging may include your unperformed self. Peace may include someone being disappointed while you remain true. You do not have to learn all of this tonight. Let the body receive only the simplest part. The cup stays. The warmth stays with you long enough to be felt. Your hands do not open on command. You do not have to give away every good thing the moment it arrives. This is the smaller open question that will travel with you into the descent. What remains in your hands when they stop proving they can carry everything? The answer is not emptiness. Your hands do not become useless. They become available to feel, available to choose, available to receive, available to hold what is actually yours. The answer will become clearer as the body releases the old work. For now, the mind can hear the vow. A vow is not a threat made against your old behavior. It is not a demand for perfection. It is not a promise that you will never forget yourself again. It is a direction, a sentence that tells your care where to return. Let it rise from the cup itself. No borrowed image, no dramatic promise, only what is here. I fill the cup that is mine, and I let myself hold it. Hear the first part. I fill the cup that is mine. You are not waiting for another person to decide that you have earned warmth. You are not waiting for exhaustion to become visible enough. You are not waiting for the world to finish needing things. You recognize the cup. You fill it, not with everything, not with proof, with what can be received. Then the second part. I let myself hold it. You do not snatch it away from yourself. You do not call holding selfish. You do not place it down because your need makes you uncomfortable. You let yourself receive the experience of having something remain. The word "let" is important. It is not force. It is permission. The vow does not say you will always feel comfortable. It says discomfort will not automatically take the cup from your hands. It does not say guilt will never appear. It says guilt does not make the cup belong to someone else. It does not say, "You will never return to the old pattern." It gives you a sentence for returning when you do. I fill the cup that is mine, and I let myself hold it. You may say it once. You may hear only the ending. I let myself hold it. You may not be ready for the whole vow. Then let the body understand through sensation, warmth in the palms, support beneath the cup, a shape that belongs here. The vow can rest inside that experience without being repeated. There is no need to make a performance of commitment. A true vow can be quiet. It may be no louder than the moment you choose not to pick up the phone again. No louder than the moment you decide a conversation will wait until morning. No louder than the moment you stop writing an explanation to someone committed to misunderstanding you. No louder than the moment you admit you need support. No louder than the moment you say, "I am tired." These quiet movements change a life because they include the person living it, you. Not only the role you perform, not only the people you serve, you. My dear, you are not difficult to care for because you have limits. You are not unloving because you need rest. You are not failing anyone by being a person. The cup is not too much. Your hands are not asking for too much. The body is not asking for too much when it asks to leave the night's work unfinished. Let the vow settle without pressure. I fill the cup that is mine, and I let myself hold it. Now the body can begin to understand what the mind has heard. The descent does not require you to imagine the body perfectly. You do not need to feel every area clearly. Some places may seem distant. Some may feel tense. Some may feel nothing. Nothing is wrong. You are not searching for a perfect release. You are offering each part of the body one sentence of relief. Begin with the forehead. The forehead has spent the day lifting around questions. It has tightened over screens, decisions, names, numbers, and unfinished plans. It has gathered concentration as though concentration alone could make uncertainty obey. Let the skin across the forehead become less responsible. It does not have to hold tomorrow in place. The forehead may smooth a little, or it may remain as it is. Either way, speak to it with kindness. My forehead releases the need to plan the whole night. The space between the eyebrows has been trying to focus on what cannot be seen. It has leaned toward answers. It has narrowed around concern. It has tried to read the future as though the future were written in the dark. Let that small space widen. Nothing needs to be found there. No hidden sign, no secret explanation, no final proof. The space between my eyebrows releases the search for certainty. Now the eyes. The eyes have looked at what needed attention all day. They have watched faces. They have read messages. They have checked for changes. They have searched for reassurance in words, expressions, screens, and silence. Even closed eyes can continue looking inward. They can replay scenes with painful detail. They can watch what is no longer happening. Let the inner images become less vivid. You do not have to erase them. Let them move farther away. The cup remains nearer. The warmth remains nearer. My eyes release the scenes they no longer need to watch. The small muscles around the eyes may have been holding back tears, holding focus, or holding the appearance of being fine. They can stop performing. No one is asking your face to reassure them now. No one needs to read strength in your expression. Your eyes are permitted to rest behind their lids. The muscles around my eyes release the need to look composed. Now, the cheeks. They have lifted into smiles that were real and smiles that were protection. They have held expression while you listened. They have helped you appear calm when the inside felt unsettled. Let the cheeks become heavy enough to stop presenting anything. Your face does not need to communicate. It can belong only to you for this part of the night. My cheeks release the work of appearing all right. Bring attention to the jaw. The jaw may know more about the day than words have admitted. It has held replies. It has contained anger. It has kept a boundary from being spoken. It has clenched around patience. It has prepared for conversations that never happened. You may feel the teeth touching. You do not need to force them apart. Let the tongue become less busy. Let the lower jaw remember that it is supported. There is no answer required now. My jaw releases the words that do not need to be spoken tonight. The jaw may hold the question of whether you should have said more. It may also hold the fear that you said too much. Both questions can wait. No nighttime courtroom needs your testimony. No imagined person is entitled to an explanation at this hour. My jaw releases the need to defend my whole story. Now the mouth. The lips have formed kind words, necessary words, careful words, and words chosen to keep peace. They have also held silence. Let the mouth rest without preparing the next sentence. You do not need to know what you will say tomorrow. You can trust tomorrow's mouth to speak from tomorrow's information. My mouth releases tomorrow's answer. Let attention move toward the throat. The throat is a crossing place. What you feel rises toward speech. What you swallow moves downward and remains. The throat may have learned to close around truths that seemed unsafe to express. It may have learned to tighten when someone's reaction became more important than your honesty. Do not ask the throat to open fully. Give it room. A little room for breath. A little room for truth to exist without being spoken immediately. My throat releases the pressure to explain myself tonight. There may be unsaid words here. A no. A stop. and I need help, and I am hurt, and I cannot continue this, and I miss you, and I do not know. The words do not need to disappear. They can wait until the right time, place, and support are present. My throat releases the demand to speak before I feel ready. Now the back of the neck. It has held the head upright through tired hours. It has carried attention forward. It has tightened when you sense danger, pressure, or judgment. Let the back of the neck receive support from whatever is beneath you. The head does not need to be held up by effort alone. My neck releases the need to remain on guard. Let that relief move toward the sides of the neck, the places that tense when you turn toward every sound, request, and shift. You do not need to turn toward anything now. The night can continue without your inspection. The mind can hear a thought without the body following it. My neck releases the call to check once more. Now the shoulders. The shoulders may understand the phrase carrying too much before the mind does. They lift beneath invisible weight. They prepare to take responsibility before anyone asks. They brace for news. They hold duties long after the tasks are complete. You may have tried to lower them before. Do not order them downward. Tell them what they no longer need to carry. They do not need to carry another person's mood. They do not need to carry tomorrow's entire schedule. They do not need to carry the outcome of every decision. They do not need to carry the image of being strong. My shoulders release what was never placed there by truth. One shoulder may feel heavier. Perhaps it has carried practical responsibility. The other may have carried emotional responsibility. There is no need to make them equal. Let each release in its own way. My shoulders release the weight of being responsible for everyone. It all. The upper back may begin to feel the difference. The shoulders are permitted to be supported. They do not have to hover. They do not have to prepare for the next demand. The cup does not rest on the shoulders. It is held by the hands. The shoulders can stop helping. My shoulders release the work that belongs to my hands. Now bring attention to the chest. There may be movement here. Breath arriving, breath leaving. No special rhythm is required. The chest has held concern close to the heart. It has tightened around uncertainty. It has protected the tender places by becoming firm. Thank it. You do not have to tear the protection away. Let it become less rigid. The chest can protect you and still receive breath. My chest releases the need to brace against what has not happened. There may be grief here. There may be longing. There may be love with nowhere to go. There may be relief mixed with sadness. Let these feelings share the space without becoming a problem to solve. The chest is not a courtroom. It is not a planning room. It is a living part of you. My chest releases the need to turn every feeling into an answer. Let the breath move through whatever space is available. Not deeper, because deeper is better. Only as it comes. The breath does not need supervision. It knows the movement, in, out, received, released. My chest releases the effort of breathing correctly. Now the heart area. You do not need to imagine light. You do not need to force love toward anyone. You do not need to forgive before you are ready. Let the heart be a body part that has worked continuously. It has continued through disappointment, through waiting, through joy, through fear, through or dinery hours no one remembers. It does not need to prove its goodness. My heart releases the burden of loving through exhaustion. The heart may still care about the person you are trying not to think about. Care does not require pursuit. Care does not require access. Care does not require a decision tonight. Let love, grief, anger, and distance become separate things. My heart releases the belief that love must empty me. Move toward the ribs. They surround and support. They make room for breath while keeping structure. They do not have to choose between openness and protection. Your life can do the same. You can be warm and bounded, responsive and protected, loving and clear. My ribs release the fear that boundaries make me cold. Now the arms. The upper arms have reached, carried, lifted, and held. They may carry the memory of effort even while resting. Let them become heavy enough to be supported. They do not need to reach toward the phone. They do not need to reach toward tomorrow. They do not need to reach toward the person who is absent. My arms release the need to reach for what is not here. The elbows can soften from their readiness to move. The forearms can stop preparing for another task. No message needs to be typed. No list needs to be completed. No object needs to be picked up. My arms release the next task. Now the wrists. The wrists are small crossings between effort and touch. They have moved through work, care, communication, and habit. Let them rest without holding tension in preparation. The cup does not require stiffness. It can be supported by responsive hands. My wrists release the fear of losing control. Now the hands. Here is where the smaller question begins to answer itself. What remains when the hands stop proving they can carry everything? Sensation remains. Choice remains. Warmth remains. The ability to receive remains. The hands do not become empty of purpose. They become free of impossible weight. Let the fingers uncurl in imagination. Not enough to release the cup. Enough to stop gripping it. The thumb does not need to press. The palms do not need to harden. My fingers release the need to hold everything tightly. Think of all the things these hands have done. They have worked, prepared, cleaned, written, held others, carried bags, opened messages, closed doors behind difficult days, covered the face, wiped tears, reached for comfort, pushed comfort away. They have expressed what words could not. Tonight, they need no proof of usefulness. My hands release the need to earn rest through labor. The cup remains. That is the answer. When your hands stop carrying everything, it can finally feel what they hold. They feel the warmth. They feel the shape. They feel the difference between contact and control. They feel that something is yours and still does not need to be gripped. My palms release the fear that care will be taken away. Let the hands rest wherever they are. They do not need to physically hold anything. The body understands the image. The mind understands the assignment. Your care remains near. Your hands are no longer being asked to manage the whole night. They hold only what belongs here. My hands release the world and remember the cup. Let attention move beneath the hands now, toward the stomach. The stomach often receives what the mind cannot finish. It tightens around uncertainty. It waits for news. It prepares for disappointment before disappointment has arrived. It carries the unspoken question, what happens next? You do not need to answer that question here. Let the stomach know that this hour contains no demand for prediction. Nothing must be decided from this place of tiredness. Nothing must be made certain before the body can rest. My stomach releases the need to prepare for bad news. The muscles across the belly may have been held inward through much of the day. You may have drawn yourself in when you felt watched. You may have tightened when you wanted to speak. You may have made your body smaller when the moment already felt too crowded. The belly does not have to hide now. It does not have to appear controlled. It does not have to protect you from being seen. My belly releases the need to make itself small. There may be old fear here, fear that has no clear sentence, fear that rises before the mind knows what it is responding to. You do not need to find its first beginning. You do not need to search the past for the exact moment it entered the body. Tell it only what is true now. You are supported. The cup is near. The night is not asking you to perform. My belly releases the fear that has no work to do tonight. Let the stomach soften in its own time. You are not pushing it outward. You are not commanding it to change. You are removing an assignment. It does not have to digest tomorrow. It does not have to contain another person's reaction. It does not have to turn worry into readiness. My stomach releases tomorrow until tomorrow comes. Now let attention move toward the middle back. This part of the body may have held you upright through hours when you wanted support. It may have continued without being thanked. It may carry tiredness that cannot be solved by thinking. Let the surface beneath you receive more of your weight. You do not have to hold yourself above rest. My middle back releases the effort of holding myself up alone. Da. The muscles beside the spine may still be working as though the day continues. They may be braced around old responsibilities. They may remember every time you said, "I can handle it," before asking whether you had enough strength. You have handled many things. That does not mean you must handle everything without support. My back releases the belief that strength means carrying alone. The spine can remain strong without becoming rigid. Strength does not require constant tension. A tree is not the image tonight. No new metaphor is needed, only the body, only the cup, only the truth that support can meet you from beneath. My spine releases the need to prove its strength through stiffness. Let attention move toward the lower back. This area may hold the weight of practical concerns. Work, money, home, family, the future. The question of whether there will be enough. The question of whether you will be enough. These questions may matter. They do not need the lower back to solve them while you sleep. My lower back releases the weight of providing every answer. You may have spent years trying to become the support everyone could depend on. The dependable one. The one who manages. The one who finds a way. The one who continues even when afraid. That capacity is real. It is not your entire identity. You are also someone who can be supported. My lower back releases the role of being everyone's foundation. Let the muscles there loosen by 1 degree. 1 degree is enough. The body does not need a dramatic surrender. It needs repeated permission to stop working when work is no longer useful. My lower back releases the day's unfinished weight. Now, bring attention to the hips. The hips hold movement that has not happened yet. They prepare you to rise, to turn, to leave, to move toward, to move away. They may remain ready even when the body is lying still. Tell them there is nowhere they must go now. My hips release the need to be ready to leave. Some part of you may have learned to keep an exit near, even in kind moments, even while resting, even when nothing visible was wrong. The body may have remembered times when safety changed without warning. Do not criticize this readiness. Thank it for its work. Then let the hips receive the message that movement is not required in this moment. My hips release the memory of sudden change. The hips also carry choices. The direction you take, the life you move toward, the people you turn away from. You do not need to choose the entire direction of your life tonight. A single night does not need to contain the full map. My hips release the pressure to choose the whole future. IMS 2.0. Let the bowl of the pelvis become heavy, supported, not empty. Supported. The cup has taught you that receiving does not erase your freedom. The body can receive support and remain yours. My pelvis releases the fear that support will take away my choice. Now, the upper legs. The thighs have carried you through the day. They have moved you toward responsibilities. They have held you while you stood through conversations, tasks, waiting, and work. They may still contain the momentum of continuing. Let that momentum slow. There is no next place to reach tonight. My thighs release the need to keep moving. You may have lived as though stopping would let everything catch up with you. The tiredness, the grief, the questions, the needs you postponed. You are not being chased now. What needs care can meet you without attacking you. What needs action can be approached after rest. My thighs release the fear of being overtaken when I stop. The legs may have been carrying a future version of you, the one who has everything resolved, the one who never becomes overwhelmed, the one who knows exactly what to do. You do not have to reach that person tonight. The person waking tomorrow is not asking you to arrive perfected. That person is asking you to arrive rested enough to be present. My legs release the race toward a finished version of me. Let attention move toward the knees. The knees know how to bend. They know that movement does not always mean remaining straight and firm. You can change position. You can reconsider. You can say, I thought I could do this, and now I need help. You can choose another direction without calling the first choice a failure. My knees release the fear of changing my mind. The knees may hold the pressure to remain strong in one fixed form, but strength can bend, a boundary can be adjusted, a plan can be revised, a promise made under pressure can be reconsidered. My knees release the demand to remain fixed for everyone else. You do not need to kneel before every expectation. You do not need to lower your truth so another person can remain comfortable. Your kindness does not require self-erasure. My knees release the weight of expectations I did not choose. Now, the lower legs. The calves may still feel ready to move, ready to respond. ready to get up and check, ready to return to the phone, ready to carry you into another task. Let the calves become less available to urgency. Urgency can speak without moving the body. My calves release the call to act before morning. The shins may carry a quiet hardness from continuing forward. They have met the ground again and again. They do not need to push through another hour. My lower legs release the habit of pushing through. Let the ankles soften. The ankles make small adjustments to keep you balanced. They respond to changes beneath you. Your life has required many adjustments. You have adapted quickly. You have found ways to remain standing. You do not have to balance every part of life tonight. My ankles release the work of keeping everything balanced. Balance is not a permanent position. It is a series of returns. The cup taught the mind this. The body can learn it too. You can lean. You can be supported. You can return. My ankles release the fear of leaning into support. Now the feet. The feet have met the world directly. They have carried your weight into rooms. They have taken you toward people. They have taken you away. They have waited beneath you while the mind made decisions. They have moved even when you were uncertain. Let them stop traveling. My feet release every road I do not need to walk tonight. The soles of the feet may remember hard ground, long days, standing when you wanted to sit, remaining when you wanted to leave. Let them receive the surface beneath them now. No step is required. My feet release the need to stand through everything. The toes can stop gripping. They do not have to hold you in place. They do not have to prepare for sudden movement. My toes release the fear that rest will make me unready. The whole length of the legs can grow quieter, not absent, not numb, quiet enough to know that movement can wait. My legs release tomorrow's journey. The feet are the last place in this descent, but they are not the end of your care. Your care does not end when the body becomes still. It changes form. It stops pushing. It stops proving. It stops moving outward. It remains. This closes the smaller question. What remains in your hands when they stop proving they can carry everything? Your own life remains. Your capacity to choose remains. Your warmth remains. Your ability to feel remains. Your right to receive remains. The cup remains. The hands were never made empty by releasing the world. They became able to recognize what had been there all along. Something that belongs to you. Something that does not need to be earned. something that can remain without apology. Let the whole body hear this now. The forehead has released planning. The eyes have released watching. The jaw has released answering. The throat has released explaining. The shoulders have released carrying. The chest has released bracing. The hands have released the world. The stomach has released tomorrow. The back has released holding alone. The hips have released readiness. The legs have released movement. The feet have released the road. Nothing more is required from the body. The mind still has its one-kind job. Hold your own cup with care. It does not need to repeat the sentence perfectly. It does not need to guard the image. The cup may become faint. The words may become distant. Sleep may begin removing the edges of the story. That is not losing the practice. It is entering rest. Now let the affirmations fall one at a time. You do not have to repeat them. You may hear them. You may miss some. You may sleep through many. Each line can pass without being collected. Tonight, my mind holds one kind job. I hold my own cup with care. My cup may remain with me. I receive warmth without apology. I do not have to pour from emptiness. I am included in my own care. My needs are not interruptions. My rest does not require permission. I can care without controlling. I can love without disappearing. I can pause before I answer. I can let tomorrow bring tomorrow's information. I can place down what is not mine. I can hold what belongs to me. My boundaries help my care remain honest. Another person's feeling is not my whole responsibility. Another person's silence does not define my worth. I do not have to rehearse every possible outcome. I can meet reality when it arrives. My mind does not need to protect me from every future. My body deserves recovery. My care can remain here. I am not selfish for needing warmth. I am not careless for choosing rest. I am not weak for seeking support. I am permitted to ask for help. I can be supported and remain free. I can receive without owing my disappearance. I can say no and remain loving. I can say yes without abandoning myself. I can change my mind. I can take time. I can choose again. I do not need to explain every boundary. I do not need universal approval. I do not need to make myself empty to be good. My worth does not rise through exhaustion. My love does not need to become depletion. Act Time 2.0's My strength includes rest. My wisdom includes stopping. My care has an edge. My cup has a place. My hands know what is mine. I release the work of managing every reaction. I release the need to solve uncertainty tonight. I release the habit of hurting myself early. I release the belief that worry proves devotion. I release the idea that sleeplessness keeps everyone safe. I release the role of carrying what belongs to many hands. I return to one cup. I return to two hands. I return to this body. I return to this hour. Warmth may reach me. Care may remain. Rest may begin. My mind may slow. My body may settle. My hands may soften. Ah, the cup stays near. I am still worthy. I am still here. I belong in my care. My cup is mine. Warmth is here. My hands can rest. I receive. I remain. I soften. I rest. One cup. Two hands. Warm water. Held with care. Nothing to solve. Nothing to prove. Mine to hold. Safe to pause. Ready for rest. Only this. The cup. The warmth. My hands. Rest now. Sleep may be arriving already. It may come as a loss of interest in the next sentence. It may come as the body becoming too heavy to follow the words. It may come as images that have nothing to do with what you have heard. It may come slowly. It may come all at once. You do not need to witness the exact moment. You do not need to remain awake to complete anything. Sleeping before the closing words means you have received everything needed for tonight. Nothing important depends on conscious attention now. The mind has its job. The body has heard its release. The cup remains even when you stop picturing it. You are not required to carry the practice into sleep. Sleep can carry you. There may still be a thought that rises. Let it find the new answer, not an argument, not an explanation. The cup. The thought may say, "What about tomorrow?" The cup. What about the message? The cup. What if I forget? The cup. What if they are upset? The cup. What if I still do not know? The cup. The answer does not mean the concern is unimportant. It means the concern has reached the boundary of this night. The mind can stop there. When thoughts begin running after the room becomes quiet, give them this small work. Return to what is yours, feel the warmth, and hold no more than your own cup. That is enough. The future self who wakes after this night does not need a perfect mind. That person needs a mind that has practiced returning, a mind that knows care can be close, a mind that has felt a boundary without fear, a mind that has discovered it does not have to earn rest by finishing the impossible. Tomorrow may still contain questions. You can meet them with tomorrow's strength. Tomorrow may contain a conversation. You can speak with the information and support available then. Tomorrow may require a boundary. You can take the next safe step. Tomorrow may be ordinary. You do not need a dramatic change to prove tonight mattered. A little more space is meaningful. One less replay is meaningful. One pause before answering is meaningful. One moment of recognizing your own need is meaningful. One return to the cup is meaningful. You do not need to turn healing into another performance. Let it be small enough to live. Let it be practical enough to use. Let it be kind enough to return to after forgetting. The cup does not demand consistency before welcoming your hands. It will be there in memory whenever you need the image again. Washed, kept, filled for you. No old taste required. No explanation required. No offering required. You may hold it in the middle of an anxious afternoon. You may remember it before answering a difficult message. You may remember it when guilt follows a boundary. You may remember it when another person asks for more than you can safely give. You may remember it during another restless night. The practice is not limited to perfect conditions. It belongs wherever you begin leaving yourself. Return, feel the edge, know what is yours. Let care remain. If these words held something for you tonight, you may subscribe and return whenever your mind needs a kinder place to rest. There is no pressure in that invitation. The deeper invitation is already complete. Return to yourself, not as a project, not as a problem, as the person whose hands have been waiting to receive their own care. My dear, you have spent enough of this night trying to reach morning. Morning knows how to arrive. You do not have to pull it toward you. You do not have to build the person who wakes through force. Rest can take part in that making. Quiet can take part. The body's wisdom can take part. Support can take part. You are not the only one responsible for carrying your life forward. Time moves, the breath moves, the body restores what it can. Other people can help where help is needed. You can stop taking the entire future into your hands. Your hands have another purpose now. They are free to feel, free to receive, free to choose, free to rest around what belongs to you. Let the cup become lighter in the imagination, not because it is being taken, because it no longer needs to be held with effort. The hands know it is there. The mind knows where to return. The body knows the night has changed from a place of labor into a place of receiving. Even if thoughts remain, the assignment has changed. Even if sleep takes time, the assignment has changed. Even if tomorrow is uncertain, the assignment has changed. You are no longer asking the mind to complete the world. You are asking it to stay near one act of care. This is possible. This is finite. This can end in rest. The water may cool. The cup remains yours. Thoughts may pass. Your care remains yours. The night may deepen. You do not have to follow it anywhere. You can be here without watching. You can sleep without supervising the process. Nothing is being taken from you while you rest. Nothing that truly belongs to you depends on another hour of worry. What requires action can meet you later. What requires support can be shared. What requires truth can be spoken when you are ready and safe. What requires no action can pass. Your cup does not need to contain every answer. It only needs to remain in your hands. Let the final words become fewer now. The body has heard enough. The mind has done enough. The night is not waiting for another solution. You may stop here. You may drift here. You may let the sentence end without following the next one. The cup is filled. Your hands are supported. Your care remains. All is well. The cup rests in your hands.